About 6 months ago, I purchased some Indian artifacts at a local auction. These were found locally, and as you can see, I still have quite a few of these field grade points and pottery and things such as that left to go through and to work on. The thing about this is when you buy a collection like this, which contains so much stuff, you never know exactly what you're going to be finding. It wasn't all just, field grade. Some of it was better things, some of the better points. Again, you never can tell what might be in there. This happens to be a local fluted point. You can see the flute on it, which was in amongst the boxes of junk. There is also the regular local tools, celts, your hammer stones. This is a pretty nice grinding stone, nicely worked down. Interesting stuff. But of course there's too much of this for me to hold on to, so what I do is put them in cases and then sell them. But I just don't sell them. I also include with them information on where they were found, the collector, and this sort of thing, so that the person getting it has a little bit more than just a batch of unknown points. This little bit of documentation helps, although it could have been a lot better if the points were documented to a certain site, but what is. The collector of this grouping was a pastor at a local church, and he also grew tomatoes on his farm. And while he was farming, he would often pick up the arrowheads, points, and other material that was found on the field. And in amongst the collection was also a cloth in which he pasted on quartz chips. And upon closer examining this, we discovered that it seemed to be in the form of some patterns and symbols. We're going to take you in the house and let you take a look at that, since this is really the purpose of this whole video. Well, this is the piece. I had it framed. And of course the glass makes it a little bit difficult to view completely with the glare, but it'll give you an idea. I also included a still picture at the end of this that you can pause and look at it in a little more detail. It definitely seems to be saying something. The pastor was trying to convey some sort of message. Now, whether it's religious or Indian or combination of both or something of his own creation is something that's difficult to figure out at the moment. And that's what I would appreciate, any ideas on what this might be saying. They're all white flake, quartz flakes from the area where the pastor was farming. Evidently picked these up and took a box of them and made this, glued them onto the cloth. It would appear by the cloth and the way it was done to be made around the 1950s. So, any ideas would be helpful. We're going to look a little bit closer at the individual parts of this, starting up on this corner. Seems to be one grouping, and I'm not sure whether that's a plus or a cross. And here's the other part of this, with love and a cross, and I'm not sure what it means, what he was trying to convey, but I felt that it was a significant enough piece of folk art in a way that no one else seems to have ever created folk art, to have it framed and properly preserved. And of course, if we can figure out what this means, it'll add to the value of the piece itself. So if you have any ideas, I would appreciate it if you would forward them to me. Thanks.